Oh.
Hello, colleagues. Welcome to today's session. My name is Brenda Ankunda. I am a participant at Uganda Management Institute, UMI Kampala campus. And together with me are 9 other fellow participants as seen in the slide. Today, we are going to discuss the roles and responsibilities of user departments in the project management procurement cycle. But before we go into the details of the roles and responsibilities, we are going to define the key concepts in this question, and that is user departments, and the other key concept is project procurement management cycle. So I will just go ahead and invite Solomon to take us through the definition of user departments. Solomon, you're welcome.
Thank you. User department means any department within an agency, board, commission, authority, or company that initiates or requests purchase order for the acquisition of goods or services or works in accordance with the procurement plan of the organization or company. According to the section 34 of the Public Procurement Act, Disposal of Public Asset Act of 2003, the user department prepares a procurement plan based on the approved budget. Here, I have to go ahead and talk about procurement plan, which is a comprehensive statement of requirement to be procured within a year. The user department, here, I should talk about the examples of the user departments, which includes mechanical, procurement, force account, stores, administration, security, IT, legal, and finance departments. According to the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Act, PPDA, procurement can be categorized as micro, request for quotation, and restricted bidding. Thank you very much, Brenda. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Solomon, for your submission. I'll go ahead and invite Hannington Natuhuera to explain the project procurement management cycle.
Yeah, thank you, moderator. Any procurement take place, it goes through a procurement cycle, right from initiation up to the execution and closing or exit. One of the first stage, the first cycle is procurement plan and budgeting. This is whereby the user departments come up with plans with a list of goods or services that need to be procured. Then the second cycle is assessment of market price. The user department goes out there in the market and do market research for their goods and services. The third cycle is procurement requisitions. This is whereby the user department, in conjunction with procurement, they solicit specifications and terms of reference for the goods or services that are going to be procured. Then the fourth cycle is confirmation of availability of funds. This one is normally done with accounting officer, with the guidance of finance or accounts, whether the funds are available for that procurement. Then the fifth cycle is review and preparation of bidding documents. This one is done by the procurement department, which puts together all the requirements to be put within a bid document. Then the cycle number 6, approval of procurement methods, bidding documents, and evaluation committee. This one is mainly done by the contracts committee, which approves the bidding document and the evaluation committee. Then the cycle number 7 is advertising and invitation of bids. This one is mostly done by the procurement department, but the user department can come in where they won't have responses from the bidders, or if they are going to have a pre-bid meeting or a site visit, the user department can also come in and assist the procurement to answer some of the technical questions. Then cycle number 8, receipt and opening of bids. This is mostly done by the procurement department that prepares the receiving and opening of bids before the bidders. Then cycle number 9 is evaluation of bids. This is done by the evaluation committee, which is approved by the contracts committee. Then there's also cycle number 10, review of evaluation report, approval or rejection, and award of contract. This one is done by the contracts committee, which has powers to approve the evaluation report or reject it or award a contract to the best evaluated bidder. Then cycle number 11 is assessment of market price, where the best evaluated bidder's price is higher than the price assessed at the commencement of the project. This one is mostly done by the contracts committee. If the best evaluated bidder is above the reserve price, then the contracts committee recommends the next step, whether for negotiation or maybe for retendering. Then there's cycle number 12, administrative review. This is whereby they allow bidders time to raise any complaints at the time of best evaluated bidder notice, what has been pinned on the notice board. Then there is also cycle number 13, determination that the best evaluated bidder price does not exceed the price determined at the commencement of the procurement process. And also there's also signing of the contract. This is normally being approved by the accounting officer by checking the reserved budget. In case if there is an additional budget for that procurement, he can recommend, or maybe can recommend to do another tendering, or maybe to postpone the procurement until they get enough funds. Then the last cycle, number 14, which is contract management and contract monitoring. This is done more by the user department, by contract management, in assistance of procurement department, as they monitor the project and also prepare the exit for the project or for the contract. Over to you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you so much, Hannington, for your submission. Now, having looked at the key concepts in our question of discussion, we will now go ahead and discuss in details the levels of the procurement management cycle, clearly indicating the roles and responsibilities of the user departments under each of the 14 levels. So allow me now invite Stella to take us through number 1.
Thank you, Brenda. From what the previous speakers just told us, the first step in the procurement cycle is to prepare a procurement plan and budget. And it is the role of the user department to identify and assess the needs and requirements of the department. So these needs are clearly laid out based on the approved budget, and subsequently they are submitted to the procurement and disposal unit for implementation when required. So in summary, we can say at the procurement and budget stage, it's the role of the user department to assess the needs and requirements of the department, come up with the goods and services to be procured, and also prepare a procurement work plan and budget. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kabagenyi. James Akampurira, I invite you to proceed from step 2.
The next role is assessment of market price. This is one of the main roles and provides information about industries, customers, competitors, and other market variables. The user department conducts market research in various service providers and analyzes the options available in order to make the best decisions. This weighs up options based on your current position and with what is happening in the marketplace. It also analyzes both your own position and the condition, the market price, and better equips you with information required to make better decisions for both the present and the future. This information is used to help in making decisions on which type of procurement can be used. Thank you so much.
James, your submission is appreciated. Bailon Natuha, I invite you to discuss from level, the next level going forward. Thank you, Bailon.
Level 3 is about procurement requisitions. Under this stage, the user department proposes technical specifications, scope of work, statement of requirements, and initiates procurement and disposal requirements for approval before they are forwarded to the procurement department. That is number 3. Then we move to confirmation of availability of funds as our next step, where the key player is the finance or accounts department that is responsible for controlling the budget of procurements. Here, the user department is not fully engaged and has a limited role under this stage. The next stage is review and preparation of the bidding document. At this stage, the procurement officer consults with the user bidder in case we need consultant services that are supposed to be procured by the procurement desk. Thank you.
Thank you, Bailon. Your submission is quite clear. Betwari Daniel, please continue with the explanation.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. Next stage is 6, which is approval of procurement method, bidding documents, and evaluation committee. At this stage, the contracts committee is supposed to approve the procurement method that we are supposed to use. So this is where the contracts committee is responsible for the approval of procurement method, the bidding documents, and evaluation committee. The user department is not directly involved. So there is another stage, which is stage 7, which is advertising and preparation of bids. At this stage, the user department participates in the pre-bidding meetings, organizing site visits, and preparing responses from bidders. Next stage is stage 8, which is receipt and opening of bids. At this stage, the procurement department handles it, and therefore the user department is also not directly involved. Thank you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you so much, Betwari Daniel. I'll go ahead and invite Timothy Rule to discuss from level 9 and clearly indicate the roles and responsibilities of user department. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. At this level or stage, there is evaluation of bids and the user department is directly involved. It gives its input through the knowledge it has about the specifications of what they are bidding for. So the next stage, level 10, the review of the evaluation report. This is done by the contracts committee, which approves or rejects the evaluation report. And at this stage, the user department is not involved. Level 11, the reassessment of the market price, where the best evaluated bidder's price may be higher than the price assessed during the commencement. The user department may get involved at this stage in case there is retendering. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Timothy, for your submission. I'll discuss from level 12.
Dear colleagues,
Level 12 is administrative review where applicable. In this stage, if there is any complaint submitted by one of the bidders, the user department that participated in the evaluation will be part of the team defending the evaluation report. And on stage 13, we have determination that the best evaluated price does not exceed the price determined at the commencement of the procurement process and sign contract. Under this stage, the user department has no role to play. Over to you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you so much, Andrew. And dear colleagues, our final stage, I'll invite Lady Letitia Atwera to take us through.
Thank you very much, Brenda. We're looking at the contract management and monitoring. And in this case, sometimes the user department representative is appointed as the contract manager. He or she is obliged to do the following: supervision of works, perform pre-shipment inspection, participating in the factory acceptance tests and site acceptance tests. It is also important to note that the inspections of the deliveries from the suppliers or contractors. Then we also have enforcing quality standards of the goods and services. They also ensure compliance with relevant legal obligations relating to the goods or services or works to be purchased, for example, health and safety legislation. Then they also forward details of any required contract amendments, variation requirements to the procurement and disposal unit for action. Then they also participate in the commission of the project activities, decommissioning of, or we can call it decommissioning of equipment. Then they appraise the service providers, initiate the payment or penalties of the service provider. They also prepare exit reports of the project or the contract. Thank you very much, Brenda.
Thank you so much, Letitia, and thank you so much, colleagues. This marks the end of our discussion today. I thank you all for sharing your knowledge on the topic.